I got to ask you, man, did you saw the college football playoffs might be expanding, man? What are your thoughts on that, man? You're a legendary coach.
Well, I wish they'd expanded in 2004 when I got left out at Auburn when we were undefeated. But, that kind of led to that year. 10 years later, after we pushed it for 10 years, 2014, we started the 14 playoff. Now it looks like we're going to 12. And, I think it's good. I think some people say that it'll be more exciting. It's going to give people more chances, but here's the only problem. Play 4 extra games. That's a lot of games, but you look at the games, but you don't think about the 15 or 20 practices that you go through.
All right, so I got to ask you, man, and this is a serious question. I know you might be conflicted on it, but like people have always said, like college football, it's not really about the education part right now. It's too much of a business. Is this kind of finally settling that like this really is a little bit of a business that we, should the players get paid? I guess that's out there as well. Are these players finally going to get paid?
Well, the players are already getting paid. You got to remember that they're getting their scholarship. Plus, they're getting most of them are getting $600, $700, $800 cash a month for what we call cost of attendance. And so nobody's going hungry as a college athlete, men and women. But should always be about education. If we get away from that now, we're going to lose it. This is not a minor league
right, but it's big business. These schools make billions and billions of dollars. Yeah. Should the kids get some of it though, right? I've seen some, Auburn guys, Bo Jackson over the years, Cam Newton, guys like that were so big that these guys could have made some serious money. And what happens if they get hurt?
Yeah, go to the NFL. That's the only thing I can tell you. We can't get to the point where we say, okay, we got to play the real good guys, because if we don't, they'll go to the NFL. Again, it all goes back to team, and it all goes back to the things that are taught in education. This is not farm minor league sports. It is education. Kids have an opportunity to play. It gives millions of kids an opportunity to play something. And after that, that's the last time they'll ever play. So at the end of the day, it should be about education.
So, but like a lot of these college bowls, there's potentially 3 more games for some of these teams. You said more practice is more time. It's a job. Right? We're not just talking. I know your education is important, but other kids are home on their winter breaks, and these guys now are going to have to be doing even more time, more risk of injury, more everything else. Yeah. You feel, a little bit, especially the SEC. You guys dominate every year. You guys have,
Well, I always told the recruits and the players every year, this is the only time in your life you'll have 2 full-time jobs. Going to school like a normal student, getting good grades, going to class, studying, that's full-time. And then you throw on top of that another full-time job of playing college sports. It is hard. It's time demanding. It's difficult. It makes grown men and grown women out of people that play it. They learn a lot. And that, again, it goes back, it's not just the books and education that they learn from in college sports. It's also about, the things that they learn as they work with their teammates, learn how to play team sports, be a good person, time restraints, know how to do things right.
Is the regular season not going to really mean much in the SEC anymore? Because now potentially every year you're going to have like 4 or 5 teams from the SEC. And, it used to be you had to kind of run the table and to get in. Now it's going to be...
Let me tell you this. We all sit around the table every year at spring meetings. And the most important thing for a football coach is to win the conference. To win your conference.
Bigger than a national championship in the SEC?
Because they're not going to be but one. Okay? Not going to be but one. So all 14 teams strive every day. Their goal is not to win a national championship per se. That's the distant goal, but you got to win the SEC first. And it is hard. It is very hard to do that. So, you want to win a national championship, but you got to go through the SEC championship game first. And if you can't win that, you're not going to win the national championship.
And your buddy Nick Saban at your rival school, they just signed him in. Looks like it's like a pretty much he's going to be locked in for life now. What are your thoughts on that? Is that good move or bad move? Or
I think it's great for college football. I think it's great for Alabama. It's not too good for the rest of the teams in the SEC.
Not good for Auburn?
No, it's not. Well, the guy's got it going. And I've told Nick this. He's the most focused guy I've ever been around. It's hard to do what he's done. It's just year in and year out. Keep putting great teams on the field. When you lose your salesman every year, your salesmen are your assistant coaches. And every year they go off to another jobs or head jobs and coordinators move around.
Do you guys all look at Coach Saban and you say, like, that guy is like the best leader? Is he a great leader? Is that what it is?
No, I would call him the most focused organizer that I've ever seen. And, you know, I guess he learned it all from Belichick. Belichick's a lot of the same thing, but he is focused on what he's going to do. And his mind is never off. You know, we play golf together. You know,
yeah.
Hey, Nick.
Is he a good golfer?
Yeah, Nick's gotten a lot better. Yeah,
you better than him?
I hadn't played him in a while, but I tell you, he's practicing more in the last 5-6 years than he's ever practiced. But
so you're saying you beat him? Yeah.
Well, you know, we all compete. I mean, it's all about competing, you know, against each other, no matter what you're doing. You know, but you play golf with him and say, Nick, we're playing golf today. We're not talking football, you know, because he is so focused. But,
there's not like he sinks a putt. He's not like roll tide on you.
In the last few years, he's not loosened up, but he's more focused on, you know, I think of enjoying life a little bit more. Not much.
Not
a little bit more.
He's taking a little bit off the pedal.
Yeah, but he ain't lost that edge. I'll tell you, he's pretty dang good at what he does, and one of the best I've ever seen.
Would anybody in D.C. could learn from Nick Saban's leadership, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Anybody in D.C. can learn from any college football coach. You know, about organization, communication, how to deal with the media, how to work together. I mean, they can learn a lot from college football coaches.